All right, so we come back to our companions. It's still their first night in Palanthas. The evening is stretching on, and during that time, Voss tries to get some information about the Black Dinner and everything else going on with the Thieves Guild in the city. And during that time, Sybil and Nysdrith have a bit of a heart-to-heart about their interesting situations. Sybil's having some issues with memories and visions, and Nysdrith is Nysdrith. We also find out a bit about her by the end of this episode that was a bit of a shock. On top of that, this episode is a bit shorter than normal, so we've included some behind the scenes after the session discussions that went back and forth to kind of give you guys a little peek behind, what we talk about after the show's over. So enjoy. Voss, what are you doing?
What I want to try and pull off, I want to talk to the hostess again, and I want to find out if she knows where this Black Dinner is. And I'm willing to pay her for the information, but I want to act like I'm trying to flirt with her, hit on her, and get close enough, and say something like, I'm gonna go get cleaned up. Perhaps we could rendezvous later. And then when I'm close, I want to try and get to her money pouch, and then I want to buy the information with her own money.
That's flirting.
Roll
Fucking
your
flirt.
sleight of hand. She'll roll her perception.
Oh, that's good shit, sir.
Only if I pull it off.
We got dice, so does she. So make it happen.
She's got an 18.
Yeah, I need a dice.
Yep,
Oh my
you can
God.
take it.
Nico, that's awesome.
Should probably take another one.
Depends on how much you were trying to take.
One more.
One more? Okay.
It's just not meant to be.
Wasn't meant to
No.
be.
Not meant to happen.
You're just flirting, that's all.
You will note, as full as her coin purse seems to be, it's very, very light. Like it's fake. It looks
Full
really
of
heavy.
wood
Like
coins.
you managed to brush it, and you're like, "That's not the right weight." Like for the amount of coins that appear to be in that. Right. So it was like wood coins might just be, as a matter of fact. As you has a conversation with her, she's like, "Yeah, I know where the Black Dinner is, and why would you go?" First, yes, it's a well-to-do hobnob thing, but it's really restricted. The Dutchess writes the invitations herself to the people who are allowed to come to her villa in the mountains.
Well, sounds like the place to be if you're trying to make some real money, or am I reading it wrong?
Yeah, I mean, real money is definitely going to be there. It's going to be a lot of nobles. I think almost a rep from every major representative in the city is going to be there with entourage. In some cases, it'll probably be just the representatives. Like, I think the Marquis de Estra is going to be there on behalf of the Duchess. Earl de Vater is having, I think, Sir Dresma show up. At least those are the ones that are in the city right now. It's only like a week away. However, Duchess Shanghua is really like she's a different level of eccentric, if that makes sense.
So this thing's at the palace then?
Oh, it's not at the palace. No, she's got her own villa up in the mountains, a little bit like a couple hours travel from here. That's where it's at.
So before I get too far or spend too much time in here, is there somebody I should check in with?
No, I let my dad know you're fine.
Oh, your dad. I know what that's like.
Yeah,
Where I'm from,
you?
my uncle, yeah.
uncle.
So we got-
Yeah, it's the same thing. I know.
We got that in common. Yeah, family,
Yeah, it's cute. I mean, she just leans in and gives you a pat on the cheek. She's no, I'm just riding you. It's okay. You're new to town. I have to do this.
Well, you're not riding me yet. And I'll wink and I'll walk away.
That's
Don't
what
make me
I was
stab you.
going to say.
Don't make me stab you as you walk away. And you'll see one
That's
of the
fucking funny.
attendants walk by as she mentions stabbing. She's like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she looks. I'm like, "I'm fine. Just go do something else." And they'll kind of scurry away to go clean the bar or something. So is everybody settling in for the night, essentially?
Yeah, just so that it's clear. When I deliver the information as to where this dinner is, I'm totally telling everybody that I got it for free because I just charmed it out of her, expertly. Like they should have been there. It was epic.
Fair enough. Chris, you were saying Carol's doing something?
Yeah, after I'm done bathing, and getting all the road crime and everything off, and cleaning my my robes and whatnot, I'm going back down to the stables, and I'm gonna hand a key to Sybil. I'll be like, "This is for the females' room. As long as you two don't mind me bedding there. There's 3 beds to each room. There's 2 rooms. Gate has the other key. But whoever wants to go up, we're on the 3rd floor. The first 2 rooms are ours. At the end of the hallway is the room with the baths. They have the baths filled with hot water right now. Everybody that wants to go up and clean the road grime up, go ahead. And I'll take my turn down here.
While Keryl is there by the cart, I would like to make this look like we are performing some sort of a ritual, some sort of a holy ritual, as I am casting alarm as a ritual around the cart to make sure that if anyone leaves or enters, basically, that I'll be alerted. And
it goes off without a hitch. The dwarf that's there doesn't seem to give a shit about what you guys do to the cart. His primary concern is what it seems like is just the horses. The edge you get off him is that anything outside of the horses, the livestock, it's not his responsibility. He doesn't care about it. Yes, the wagon's in the stables. It's secure. It's in a private area, but he just doesn't seem to give a shit about it at all.
Okay. And then I will feel safe to go to the room and then cast alarm in my room.
Fair enough. Not an issue. Is Jord taking a bath first before you guys hop in? Is everybody bathing? Let me ask that. Aside from Nysdrith, because she doesn't have to, because Warforged.
Absolutely.
Yep, and I will prestidigitation the shit off my clothes and my traveling clothes and all that.
So you guys will notice while you're up there in the bath, a lot of the servants that come and bring more hot water are elven kids, like teenagers, etc. They're servicing the baths. They're making sure that the clothes are taken care of. They're laundered for those that want to have them actually go to the house. They bring you guys wine while you're taking a bath. And this is actually not surprising to see. A lot of times you guys are coming through the city, some of the servants you're seeing are actually elven servants because remember, the elves have no home. Mm-hmm. They're doing everything they have to survive and make money for the family. So a lot of the elven teenagers in human years are actually going out and getting these menial jobs, which would normally be almost like an insult for them to have to take, but it seems to be a thing where they've been forced to do. They have to deal with it. They have to make the best of a terrible situation.
Are they Kalanesti?
Yes.
Like, are they light skinned?
Yeah, these are Kalanesti. Well, they're more tan. They're more tan and like
that's what I meant,
brown hair.
The Sylvanesti are the
more pale and the black haired, etc.
The black hair, right? I will always thank them respectfully in Kalanesti, and I'll tip them. Like I like the elves. I've never had a problem with the elves. They're very grateful. They take care of you guys the whole night that you guys are taking a bath and make sure you have wine and anything you may need in terms of snacks, and they take care of your clothes if you let them. There doesn't seem to be anything nefarious about them. They're just doing their jobs. And when you're tipping them well, as a Marquis would, they're going to give you better service. So that's just how that works. Sure.
Now,
fair enough, yeah.
Is there anybody that can tell me where the nearest chemist might be, where I might be able to get a, flask of acid?
Are you asking specifically about a flask of acid?
Not specifically, but
just a chemist in general.
I don't know who the person is that would supply that, but
you can get an alchemist.
Yeah, I'd say an alchemist and a flask of acid. It's not anything that would get an eyebrow raised.
So you could probably, there's a couple places, and servants will tell you this is not a problem. Like, you're looking at alchemist, sure. You can check down Aesthetics Row. So along that street, it passes by the Great Library towards the City Plaza, you'll find some alchemists there, or in some of the Temple Row, some of the temples will actually have alchemists nearby that may handle certain potions and poultices for the clergy to handle that they don't have the time to make themselves. So there's definitely a couple different places you can go.
Cool. Noted.
Yep. This is a huge metropolis, so you guys can find just about anything you're looking for within the city. Palanthas is like one of the biggest cities in the continent.
I'm going to play up being the Marquis because I don't want to fuck our story. So I'm going to retire to the room and chill. Just kind of let everybody do their thing because they're all grown-ass adults. They don't need me to tell them what to do. Figure it out.
Does anybody want to do anything aside from just resting and sleeping in a bed for the first time in like nearly 2 weeks?
Not for tonight. No, I'm good to just.
Sybil has a room all to herself.
Did we ever?
Nysdrith has a room with Sybil and Keryl.
Unless she stays down at the cart.
She's staying with the cart.
Which is weird. The dwarf kind of eyeballs her a bit, like, okay, but doesn't raise any stink about it.
I'll go ahead and prestidigitate her clothing clean.
Okay. So
At least
that
get rid of all that robe wear.
night.
All of that blood.
I think Sybil is probably gonna stay with Nysdrith too. Mostly because
You're gonna go and take a bath, though, right?
Oh yeah, she does.
Okay.
It's just one, the high class establishment really does not
sit right.
Does not sit well with her, and secondly, she has problems sleeping as it is. So, being in an environment where she can be up and moving and not really, turn any eyes is probably best for her. So,
I get you.
I will definitely take the key back and go up and spend the night alone in a room.
Yeah, so Keryl gets a room all to themselves. So when Keryl finally falls asleep, this terrifying nightmare befalls them. You have dreams of this figure clad in black robes, these velvety, very much a shimmery type of robe, embroidered with all sorts of runes of magic around the cuffs and the hem. You can't see beyond the shadows of the hood, but the eyes that burn within are this red, fiery, flame-filled eyes. And this figure begins to kind of enshroud the entirety of the horizon. And as that figure expands in your nightmare, you feel yourself shrink down into the streets of Palanthas, and over the mountains to the east, you can see it just looming and laughing in this mocking, terrible tone. It consumes your entire night. And as a matter of fact, as that laughter fades away, the sound as it hits the mountains and hits the city of Palanthas seems to hit it like a explosion and just sends shrapnel and shards everywhere, and you awaken in a cold sweat, middle of the night.
I want to figure out would that relate to religion at all?
No, unless you're trying to think is it a dark god? That would maybe
right. That was my first
even with
thought.
Religion, thinking about it, the pantheon of Krynn. Nobody fits that description. Maybe Sarganas, if he was trying to be deceitful about some shit, but Sarganas would never be deceitful about some shit.
Right.
Description kind of sounded like a black-robed wizard.
Or a new dark god.
I mean, maybe, but gods can't just be born in Krynn.
Yeah, if there's a new dark god, then there's a new light god.
Right. There has to be balance, or they stay outside the pantheon, like the Lady of Tears.
Right.
For Sybil, you have this weird sense of deja vu in the city. You've been here before, but you can't remember it. But definitely the sensation of having been in the city, and the smells really is what pulls it off. The smells of this city and some of the sounds, they strike this empty chord of memory inside you somehow that it's familiar, but you can't place it.
Down in the cart with Nysdrith. The entire trip, this whole trip, may or may not have noticed that Sybil is a restless sleeper. She's kind of usually up and down all night, gets up, paces.
The one who doesn't sleep notices.
Yeah. Here she seems oddly contemplative, seems to spend a lot of time staring out at the city, almost like she's trying to put stuff together in her head. But yeah, she seems very solemn and contemplative. She's something's concerning her, but she doesn't, as always, she's never really terribly eager to talk or address it.
Fine. Just eventually, the pacing happens and Sybil will notice Nysdrith just kind of looking at her like this.
She'll kind of pace a little bit, and when she finally notices that you're looking at her, she's like, what?
This is not your normal behavior. You were thinking about things, but you do not want to talk about them. So I was opening the door without saying things.
It gives you a hard stare for a couple of seconds. Almost
She'll
like
literally just tilt her head to the other side.
What does it feel like being you?
I have never thought about that. What does it feel like to be you?
I think it's clearly trying to find words for feelings that she doesn't really have words for.
She's attempting to English it without speaking the language.
Yeah, she's like, being what you are, does it ever feel fake to you?
No. I feel things. I feel things like you do.
Huh.
When Rin died, I was angry. When Liam betrayed us, I was angry.
As Nysdrith says that, she has this flash of being around this black obsidian, almost obsidian, this black like pond of pool of still dark water that's reflecting the stars above, like almost like a map.
Is it the same pool that I saw in my first vision?
Yes. And remember that when you saw yourself as Alhana before, the elf that's in the wagon, the blonde elf, the Kalanesti, you feel that piercing sensation again, like you're getting stabbed from behind. And you, as if you were Alhana herself, looking back at who just attacked you, you see Liam stabbing her in the back. And behind him, a trail of the other companions that he left dead that are in your wagon.
She was the last one to die.
Then you'll wait. Then you'll snap to.
Nysdrith will actually like start a sentence and then stop herself and look at the body that is Alhana. He betrayed her too. He stabbed
And-
her in the back. He killed her last.
How could you possibly know that?
I don't know. I saw it, but I did not see it. She saw
See,
it.
see, that's exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I look out at this city. I look out at what's going on here. I remember Liam betraying us. I remember Rin dying. And it all just kind of falls flat. It doesn't mean anything to me because it just feels, it doesn't feel right. Like,
There is something just to the left of center, but you can't move it to where it needs to be.
it's like I'm a stranger in my own skin, watching things that are happening, but none of it feels real to me. It's been like this for as long as I can remember.
Then maybe you. What do you think happens when we die?
You're not really quite sure why, but when you say that to her, she gets this really kind of disquieted expression, almost like you kind of just poked something in her that was just really kind of deep below the surface.
Well, with magic, you cannot just create. The energy has to be there, just like the gods. There is good, there is bad, they have to balance. So when you create, something else is destroyed. When something is destroyed, something new is created.
Okay, that's
If your body is destroyed, the thing that is you has to go on somehow. So maybe the you that you are is not the you that you once were. Maybe ghosts are real. Maybe you have come back, and this is why you don't feel right.
people don't just, I don't know, people coming back from the dead isn't really a thing.
No,
So-
not in the body you have. Maybe your spirit came back, but in a new body, and that's why you don't feel right. That's why you don't feel like you in your skin, because you're not you in that skin. You were you in a different skin.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't. All I know is that anytime things happen around me, it just feels like I'm an outside observer, like I'm not really a part of it.
I am not good with things of the soul. I think that's Keryl. I don't even know if I have a soul.
Well,
Do I have a soul?
seeing as how you're the, no offense, but closest thing to, I want to call you fake because you're not, but obviously your body was made, so I guess, I don't know, I thought maybe you'd understand. But I guess I could talk to the priest about that, but
I don't have a
Okay,
frame
fine.
of reference. I've only ever been this.
like I said, I guess I could talk to the priest about it, but he gets into some high and mighty godly talk, and I just kind of tune out.
Well, there are other priests. This is a big city. There are many priests. You could talk to a different priest. Maybe there's another one that does not get so wordy, that won't make your head hurt.
Look, sorry to fill your head with a lot of bullshit. I just,
No, it's okay. I saw through her eyes, and she'll again point to the elf woman. Those were not my eyes. Those were her eyes. That was not me. That was her. Maybe it is similar.
Are you sure about that?
It's not the first time I have seen through her eyes. She was stabbed in the back, and Nysdrith will actually point to where she was stabbed. There. I felt it. But this time I looked back, and Liam and all the other companions dead behind her. He betrayed them. He betrayed us. He betrayed
Well.
everyone.
Well, Liam will get what's coming to him.
I hope so.
Hey, whatever it is you're looking for, regardless of what happens after we're done with all this, I hope you find what you're looking
I don't know that I can find it in a short amount of time. It will probably take a long time.
for. Well, imagine in your state, you'll probably live a lot longer than I will, so
I don't even know how long I've been alive. Could be long, could be short.
just the thing. Good luck.
She'll go back
that
to
point-
flipping her knife and looking at fucking Liam.
Yeah. And at that point, Sybil will kind of just go back to staring out at the city.
As the night passes and starts crawling closer towards the day, those that are awake or get awakened, like Keryl, Nysdrith, Sybil, the moons don't really appear throughout the night sky. You get maybe a small sliver of Solinari, but the others are completely gone still. So it's quiet. And without a lot of the lights of the city, since a lot of the torches are doused, and only main street intersections are lit, a lot of starlight is kind of shining down. But Keryl, shortly after their nightmare, hears this little disruption outside the door in the hall. And it sounds like some of the servants saying, "You can't be in here. You're not a paying customer." And there's this older woman voice saying, "I am here because I am meant to be here. And there is a cleric here that I need to speak with. And you, young man, will get out of my way." And you hear one of the younger elves in Kalanesi go, "Grandmother, it's fine. Please don't do this." And grandmother's used more in a term of endearment here as opposed to actual familial relation. And you hear this Kaganesti swear just come out from underneath the breath of this old woman, and you hear this like thump, like somebody gets thumped with something hollow and wood. And this like, "Ow!" comes from one of the servants, like, "Okay, hey, geez, okay, just go wherever you want to, just don't hurt us." And the other is like, "I'm not going to hurt anybody because the blue lady will heal you in time. But where is the cleric?"
I'll open the door.
As the door opens and it creaks a little bit on the hinges as you swing it, you'll see this old, like, I'd say probably at least in her 60s, Kaganesti half-elf by the features and by the way her body is situated. And she's holding this, like, very impressive, like, wound wood staff that's just kind of twisted and gnarled, but the top of it's hollowed out, and you see, like, a soft glow emanate from the inside. Looks like it's probably lit by either a fairy fire or some sort of enchantment, just to light the way. But when she looks at you, these green eyes come in your direction. They see you, like they settle on you, but they don't seem to see you, as if she can't quite focus on you. And she smiles, and you'll see three of the boys that you saw earlier among the hotel, and she kind of sweeps them out of the way with her staff and starts using it as a way to kind of get over towards you.
All right. I have a staff in my hand, and my holy symbol, the disc with the blue eternity symbol on it, is prominently out. So I'm definitely, I have no reason to hide that I'm a cleric
Right.
of Mishakal. So, but I'll fully open the door to allow her to come in.
She'll stop at the doorway, and you'll see her grab the staff in both hands and kind of lean on it. And you feel this, like, age just kind of falling off her. Now, it's nothing compared to what you felt around your people when they're truly old. But for an elf, or a half-elf especially, this woman is pretty old, especially given her appearance. And she looks up at you, and you can tell that her eyes aren't really focused on anything. So she's either blind or just doesn't have her eyes aren't reacting to the light around you or the darkness. "I am Tira. I'm here because you are with people that require help. One more so than the others, and she's lost."
Would you like to come in and talk about it?
You'll see her kind of lean on a staff as if she's looking in, but you can tell the way her eyes are looking, it's more on the doorframe than actually inside the room. "She's not here, but she's with you."
What exactly does she need help with?
"Finding out who she is."
And how will you assist with that?
"Because I have been talking to the gods."
Which gods have you been speaking with?
"A great many. However, The Blue Lady speaks to me most often, but through her I've talked to her brothers and a sister with no affiliation.
How do I know that you have talked to Ken Illumini?
She'll just kind of reach out and put a hand on your staff, and you'll see her kind of reach like into the robes, and she'll just kind of pull the holy symbol out, same as yours.
Okay.
When she touches the staff, you get a feeling of serenity, like just calm. Not like she's not like radiating holiness or like, power on a
No,
divine level.
right.
It's just, she just seems at peace.
Right. One of the things that we're supposed to do is bring comfort. Well, grandmother, I think I can lead you to her if you'll come with me.
She'll reach up and just pat you on the cheek. Just say thank you.
I'll close the door and lock it behind me.
Okay.
And I'll kind of like give her my arm to lay a hand on so I can guide her without like, leading her along.
She'll leave a hand on your arm, but you realize as she's walking, she doesn't need your guidance. It doesn't seem preternatural or like magical in any way. She just seems to be so aware of her surroundings by practice of being, without sight for so long that she's just very relaxed with moving alongside you. And you'll lead her to the stairs. She'll descend with you,
Right.
going to the stables, I assume.
Yes. As soon as we come out the door into the stables, I'm like, Nysdrith,
Yes.
As Nysdrith is
someone
called,
sure I see you. Right.
you will look over and you'll see that Keryl's staying there, and they've got this older Kaganesti half-elf woman with him.
She literally just tilts her head and is blinking.
The woman will
Yeah.
kind of push off from Keryl and just nod at Nysdrith. Kisa, Kisa. And as she's saying this, it sounds to Keryl, it's a variant of the word sister in Kaganesti, but it's more general.
As I do
okay.
speak Elvish. I don't remember which one we did because
this will kind of carry over. It's just dialect, really. It's super hyper like compartmentalized dialect. It's reminiscent of some of the elven terms for sister or sibling, but it's more general. You would use this as more of an honorific as opposed to like, this is my intimate family member, my sister.
right.
And as this woman starts approaching you, you can see that she's blind. Her green eyes are kind of like glittering in the light that kind of filters in through the stables here. And the staff she has, she actually twists her grip just a little bit to use the bottom half as like a feeler across the floor to make sure there's nothing in her way as she makes her way towards you. But she does it with such grace and such practiced ease that she clearly, as Keryl has realized, has been blind for a long time and just doesn't really suffer a penalty from not having her sight anymore.
I'll keep pace with her.
She will approach Nysdrith and stand. Like, clearly, she's probably, I'd say, 4'5". Nysdrith is like 6 something.
I will get you the exact measurement. Please hold. 6'4".
She'll reach up and you'll see her hand, like she's got wrinkled grayed skin, and she reaches underneath the hood that the Warforged is wearing and touches your cheek. And you see this soft expression play on her face, like almost sadness. And she's like, "Oh, Kisa." And she just kind of tisks a little bit. You have been better and seen better days.
My days aren't so bad.
As Nysdrith says that, she just kind of shakes her head. She says, "We all pass through Thon Thessarian," which is translation River of Death, but not all of us come back.
Sybil will actually kind of perk up when she hears that and kind of look towards the back of the wagon.
As Sybil kind of peers around, she sees this old, like, half-elf woman, and the cleric looks directly in Sybil's direction and chuckles. Not everyone comes back. But she gives Nysdrith another pat on the cheek. Kithpa is still strong. It's like your life, your spirit. That's your essence, essentially, in Kaganesti. We have much to discuss, Kisa. You should... When we take care of the bodies, and she just kind of gestures with the staff towards the wagon, we should talk, you and I, about who you are, who you were.
Did you know me?
No, not personally, but I've been sent by those to make sure that you feel welcome and safe.
My friends are welcome and safe.
They can be, but they're playing at dangerous things. And she'll actually reach out and go to try to, like, take hold of one of Nysdrith's hands.
She'll let her. Nysdrith does not understand what's going on here at all. Making that clear. She's like, this is a very strange human, but okay.
Half elf, thank you. Half elf. Half
Everything
Kaganesti.
is human to her that doesn't look like an ogre at this point.
So you take her hand and she'll give you like a small squeeze. It doesn't have to be tonight. When you are ready, I will be at the temple of Mishakal, and we will see to the barrels, and you and I, Alana, will talk. And she'll let go of your hand, give you like a small nod, smile, and start making her way out of the stables.
You just called her by what name?
Alhana.
The name that Nysdrith called the dead body. At which point Nysdrith will just tilt her head and look at the dead body.
And we will cut there.
And they just look back at Sybil like, we literally just had to talk about this.
All right.
Not
I was afraid you were going to make me kill this old lady.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's wrong with
what
me
is going on?
I just had a nightmare about this fucking evil fucking being to the east. And
Right.
then this person shows up in the middle of the night wanting, I don't know, the target of how many attacks?
3
Okay.
by my count.
Okay. You could have stolen the symbol. I don't know. But I got my pin pan.
Wait a
just in
minute.
case.
Which one of us is the chaotic good
Old
one?
lady,
Because I'm pretty sure it's not you.
Wow, y'all don't trust nobody.
A lot of,
Just
a lot
had
of
the dude who fucking
information.
hired us try to kill them and then sell me. So
So-
no, we don't fucking
A
trust
lot of
them.
Rewind for just a
we get a
second
lot of
here.
information
You said
this
Alhana, like
game.
Alhana Starbreeze.
Not that Alhana, but I mean that
Okay.
is definitely a very popular name given elves.
I mean, historian.
but yeah, this was Alhana Astaria, which is the one that's in the wagon,
Okay.
not Starbreeze.
Okay, just
That's
wanna make sure.
long ago
Well,
Yeah.
in a timeline far,
We-
far away.
we
But
wanted to know how I knew that, Liam fucking stabbed her.
Good, because
Oh,
now
now we
you are
know.
now you are a first-hand witness of his betrayal.
Twice.
But
Assuming they
who would
believe in
believe
me.
that she is the resurrected Alhana Astara? Is the question.
A whole bunch of
Resurrected
priests.
might be a strong
Well,
term.
true. Actually, a whole bunch of priests would.
yeah, she's not
It
quite
would be
resurrected.
reincarnated, but
Oh
Yeah.
god damn it! And the fucking ghosts were asking where she was to fucking Voss
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
because they couldn't fucking find her.
Because her
Mhm.
soul's in your body.
Yeah.
yep.
There's
Alright.
a lot of information this
That's
session.
a lot of
like
info.
on all ends. And I
So-
have no idea what the fuck we're getting involved in with
So-
this crazy shit.
That's also
Dude, you're
part of
getting into some eyes
Nico's.
wide shut bullshit.
I have
by
an
the way.
idea.
So that was also
It's
part
not
of
a good
Nico's donation because I was like, well, this is supposed to be next session. There's this. You guys didn't follow the progression the way I was thinking it would, but I'm always, I expect that. But like
We
Nico's
never
like
do what you want us
information,
to.
like good stuff, major stuff for the piece, and like let's get this out of the way, and that'd be a great place to end. By the way, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking do it because I do what I want. So
Hey,
You guys
you're
got-
the rules.
you guys know about Liam now, like his true allegiances. You know who Nysdrith
Fucking Liam.
supposedly truly is. That's a new mystery altogether because people don't get brought back in Krynn. That doesn't happen. You had Bertram the Everman, which was cursed, and you had one other person that got brought back.
And he had
Everybody
a
else,
big
By
ass fucking
a
jewel in
god.
his chest, didn't
yeah,
he?
by a god, yeah. Bertram got part of the cornerstone of the
Right.
the temple of Dutchess. That's why he was kept alive by its magic. This is
Right.
a different story altogether, and it breaks the rules. By the way, Nysdrith being around, and if she truly is Alhana Astaria, that breaks the rules. You should not be allowed
Well, her
to go
being
back.
an active
Only if a god
warforged
didn't do
breaks the rules.
What's that?
If a
Sure.
god did it, you're good.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
just-
God did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but the resurrection doesn't. The gods of Krynn don't play with that lightly. You know what I mean? Like that's a
Right,
big
absolutely.
thing. So Did we have fun tonight, gentlemen and ladies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
fuck yeah.
I love Big
Sure.
Marquee. I don't know where that's going to
You
lead.
Fuck
but it's going to be
Bravo.
wild.
Fuck you and that
Bravo.
bullshit.
You motherfucker. On the marquee day, over there. It's like,
Right.
Over that way, far away, and nowhere any of you would fucking notice.
I was like, oh, Voss has a plan. Let's fucking rock this shit out. Let him do it. We're gonna play it out as long as I need to play it out.
Voss is getting good information, that's for damn sure. And he's just ran into the daughter of the Thieves Guild head in Palanthas. So that's also a plus.
And he's flirting with her. That might not be a plus.
It depends.
Depends
Like
on
she
how
did
Dad
threaten to
feels
stab
about
him. But that's, kind of par for course.
I mean, that's still thief flirting. As far as I'm
It kind of
concerned.
is. It kind of is. Then you guys have the black dinner. God knows what the fuck that
fun with
is.
that.
Yeah,
some
we
eyes
don't know
wide
what
shut
that-
bullshit.
And you know what? I might play it off where like maybe I will get an invite because I'm in town and I'm throwing all this money around. And then I'll play it off like, nah, not important, and we just don't go. Like I snuck, because that would throw a whole nother veil of mystique over. Why didn't that guy fucking show up? He was invited, so
Right.
we'll see. We'll see how
People
we wanna play
don't
that.
turn these down. Like,
Right.
What is he doing? What is happening in that bullshit place he's from that this guy just thinks he can turn down the Dutchess?
Right.
Get your weapons. Get my pistol. Marquis of Eastkeep, my ass. So
That's if we're still in town. I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. We're turning in the bodies, we're turning in Liam, and then technically the job is done. Like we can just bounce.
I am
Right.
going to have to talk to the Artisans Guild because I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to need a lawyer.
We may very well need a lawyer, but between me and Voss, we may be able to talk our way out of it. We'll see what happens.
you might.
Yeah, but I want you guys to follow your paths, and I'm going to follow mine, and hopefully those two things will work together. In our
See,
favor.
That's
The fun
Fair.
part about all this, I actually made the NPC for the legal cleric of the city. So I'm just saying, like it's all
He was
roads
ready
lead to
for our
wonderfulness.
bullshit. I'd say
I-
he was ready for our horse shit.
I wrote up every Marquis and Duchess and Duke and fucking like Earl that all are on this council that helps kind of rule the empire at this point in time. And they're not all here, but they all have representatives here. And they all have their own goals, which is why I was saying before in Discord, I'm like, guys, if you guys want to hang out in Palanthas for the rest of the fucking game, like, we can game of houses this shit because I've got everything set up for it. But I
That's
think
funny.
that I think that certain dreams have you knowing that you should probably be elsewhere.
Sure. And I figured, but it's
Yeah,
good to
but
have
your
this, especially if
purpose.
we can keep this guys and we can take it to different areas and be, oh man, I heard about this guy from back here. Well, I heard about him from back here. It gives us an extra in.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to do that, then the very last place we go when we hit level 20
Will have
is
to
to
be.
that town
Yep.
where you walk in and you're like,
I am
on
the
the marquee.
Marquis.
I'm the Marquis.
I mean,
Wow.
tie it up.
Oh man.
Right,
I've
nice
gotta
See
little
where
bow.
that shit goes.
All up.
I've
Leave
got to
it.
go to the library, and then I have to find a way to get myself, Voss, and Nysdrith to the tomb of the last heroes.
All right, so I want to put this out there. All the times that I've been giving Nysdrith visions of what happened when Liam betrayed everybody, it's always been meant to be obviously her who is the elf that's been missing. And I'm surprised they never caught on to that before that moment. But it was a fun reveal, and things get interesting with memory flashes that Nysdrith / Alhana has in the future, but we'll see how that develops. Also, I hope you guys liked a little bit behind the scenes. It's kind of fun when we discuss things after the game and just kind of go back and forth, toss ideas around and just banter. So you guys should stop by sometimes our live streams. Anyways, we'll see you all next episode.